In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Mr. Adil Sharkas, Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Jordan, ladies and gentlemen, good morning everyone. Today in Afaq Media, we'd like to welcome you in the opening of Economic Jordanian Conference, virtual conference number 12. Today we'll be talking about the digital economy and corona pandemic. We know that we are living in unprecedented circumstances because of the COVID-19, which affected the economic situation and affected our lives. Today in Afaq, we are living and challenging this new situation through this conference, and this is number 12. The pandemic really affected many sectors like the economy. The world has changed rapidly into the digital economy, and this is what we want to discuss today. Please let me thank all the speakers and visitors today from all over the world who are here with us. And I would like to thank the patronage and the supporters and the institutions that supported this conference. To talk more about the digital economy and COVID-19, let me give the speech now to Deputy of Governor of the Central Bank, Dr. Adil Sharkas. Please go ahead. Thank you, Dr. Khaldoon. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. I'm glad here today, first of all, to welcome you all in the 12th conference crowned by the title of Digital Economy. Thank you for welcoming us in this conference. I would like to thank everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, at the beginning of my speech, I'm pleased to welcome everyone. We know that we are living in exceptional health and living conditions that impose on us profound repercussions on the global economy and the economy of countries in the region and their financial of monetary stability. Puts all the regulatory authorities, institutions, economic experts in front of unprecedented challenges. Hence, the importance of holding such conferences, because it presents stations for discussion, exchange, views, experiences, and dialogue on issues related to economy under the pandemic conditions. While I would like to commend the importance of economic issues and topics in the agenda of this conference that form solutions and removed obstacles in light of this pandemic, which significantly affected most economic sectors, in addition to other topics that are becoming increasingly important, including the access of the modern digital economy and its development, including financial technologies, modern technology and the resulting innovations such as distributed blockchain and its applications in digital currencies, as well as other financial and banking products. In the same context, allow me to highlight some topics and issues related to the economy and modern technologies and their impact on the corona pandemic. On the side of modern financial technology, most notably, internationally, we're talking about the quality of the financial services and banking based on modern financial technology such as blockchain, by providing services that lead towards transformation into an economy based on knowledge and innovation, and contribute on establishing and building solid base on which the infrastructure of the financial system rests, and the impact this is advancing and developing the wheel of payments, remittances, and banking business in a way that contributes to achieving financial stability and enhancing financial inclusion in order to provide better life for society, facilitate the needs of citizens, and enhance the efficiency of business environment, especially in the light of the pandemic and the resulting changes in the behavior of financial consumers, and push the pace to reliance on modern technologies. In view of the great reliance witnessed by previous stage of modern technologies, and although the current turmoil might present a challenge in front of some technologies like blockchains on the short term. However, there are new opportunities for medium and long term, and this technology can play an important role on accelerating the digital transformation and provide solutions in front of the pandemic. Today, more than ever, the digitization has played a key role in achieving economic growth and monetary stability. Blockchain technology holds the key in front of providing a global digital economy that can be audited safely and responsibly and within standards that ensure transparency and integrity in transactions. At the time when governments are struggling to restore public confidence in cross-border economic cooperation, blockchain technology can play an important role to enhance economic resilience while ensuring that the global economy works for the benefit of all. And here we must take decisive steps to harness this technology to provide service for our policy goals across the core focus areas of economic resilience, financial inclusion, taxation, trade, and investment. Whereas modern technologies such as blockchain provide great opportunities for institutions and financial solutions to provide service and products such as lower cost, immediate payment, providing more options, facilitating more options, and facilitating access to finance for individuals and owners of small and medium enterprises. Those new technologies give us a responsibility to provide encouragement to use these new technologies and provide also a balance between providing resilience for innovation as well as facing these challenges that come hand in hand with the new technologies. This is what the Central Bank of Jordan is trying to do through having regulatory and supervision on the hand of availability of flexibility of innovation, ensuring the management and risks and challenges by the institutions subject to supervision and control in a manner that ensures the provision and appropriate framework managing risks and challenges. In this regard, it's very necessary to refer to the royal vision of the transition to the digital and knowledge economy, which is represented in providing to Jordanian citizens the opportunity to use the information and communication technology as an effective tool to serve the local community in its various categories, focusing on rural and remote communities to facilitate this service between all governments of the kingdom, developing manpower and providing the skills of modern economy to increase their competence and obtaining jobs and raising efficiency. Talking about digital and paper currencies in the line of Corona pandemic, the global monetary system, as you know, has witnessed radical developments in the past years, most notably in regard to the emergence of encrypted virtual currencies, most well-known Bitcoin. And despite what this currency has raised global concerns to severe fluctuations in its value, in addition to the possibility of being exposed to the risks of electronic piracy and other risks. However, there is a huge opportunity in the near future to more use of this currency, and the central banks need to supervise using this through providing services and combining new systems and research on the short-term and long-term effects, providing financial services and needed tools. When it comes to the Jordanian Central Bank, it has been prohibited for all financial institutions subject to its control and supervision to deal in the virtual currencies in any way or exchange it for any other currency or open accounts for the clients to deal with it or send it or receive remittances against it or for the purpose of buying or selling it because of the legal virtual currencies, because of the risks associated with it. On the other hand, the Central Bank of Jordan considers digital legal currencies with importance in the light of keeping pace with international best practices in particular, and in order also to contribute to the digitization of the Jordanian economy as a whole and the benefits and opportunities that may be achieved in return. And for that, this is constantly studying digital currency in all the forms and types, and creating the appropriate digital infrastructure for it in case it was approved and applied, taking in consideration all the requirements of its regulation. As an initial stage, the central bank allowed the issuance, circulation, and management of electronic money inside Jordan after it was organized and guarantees were placed in exchange for its issuance in terms of creating what's called escrow account to ensure the protection of fund clients, separating them from corporate funds and setting appropriate legislation. It must be also noted that the corona pandemic had significant impact on limiting direct cash transactions, supporting and facilitating access and use of electronic payment method and relying on them. For example, the rate of electronic wallets during 2020 amounted to 127% compared to 2019 as a result of some government measures taken to deliver national aid and government aid by relying on electronic cash. With regard to electronic payment through e-فواتيركم system, there has been a growth in the values of the executed transaction during 2020 amounted by 56% compared to 2019. At the end, I'm pretty sure that all the discussions that will be held today in this conference will enrich and add to our own agendas and frameworks when it comes to dealing with the challenges of the pandemic, and I hope that we will have the best recommendations when it comes to supporting the digital economy. Thank you all, and Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Doctor, for your speech. Thank you for all the highlights, especially when it comes to the central bank and how it's dealing with the digital economy. If anyone have any question or there were any discussion, so we'll have 5 or 10 minutes for any questions. So anyone in the conference, so please, if you'd like to present yourself first, open the mic, present yourself before asking the question. Suhama Nasir, go ahead. Many of you raised your hands, but I'm not sure. So the microphone is open. Afnan, Walid, go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Omar. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Dr. Adel. Welcome. When it comes to what you said, is it allowed to deal with the cryptocurrency in Jordan? Maybe there is a clarification that is needing. I was clear. As a supervisory institution and responsible for banks and for all institutions under our authority, it is not allowed to open for people to use or have accounts for cryptocurrency. So it is not allowed for the central bank to use or have accounts for cryptocurrency. So if a Jordanian citizen have account in any Jordanian bank, you cannot have account for cryptocurrency or use cryptocurrency in Jordan. It is not allowed. Yes, Mr. Muhammad Shraida? If you have a question, just choose the question hand on your screen. Good morning, Mr. Adel. Good morning, everyone. I am from Qahira Amman Bank. When it comes to prohibiting using cryptocurrency, are there any researches or studies for the future term to allow using cryptocurrencies so that everyone can use it in the Jordanian market? Or is this system not going to change anytime soon? Are there any studies, any researchers that might change this policy? Thank you. We need to be clear when it comes to cryptocurrency. The virtual currencies that our banks are not allowed to open accounts and use, but the cryptocurrency that will be issued, that some central banks are issuing, we have a team that are studying these currencies and the positives and the negatives of using these currencies. So this is still under discussion. We're talking about the currencies that are issued by central banks around the world. So, Dr. Adel, today we're talking about So currently the central bank is studying the opportunity of using some cryptocurrencies, and there's a huge difference between Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. We're talking about currencies that are issued by central banks and supported by central banks, but the virtual currencies like Bitcoin and others, it is not allowed to deal with these currencies. Any other questions in this regard? Mr. Mufaq? My name is Mufaq Abyad. Using virtual currencies can have a role in enhancing the economy if the central bank is allowing people to use it. Are there any studies that says that using these currencies might help and enhance the economy? This is an important question, Muhammad, Mr. Mufaq. As I mentioned, we will study the positives and negatives of using these currencies. From the positives, that it enhances and empowers the economy, and because of the pandemic recently, we stopped using cash because of the pandemic. So using cryptocurrency has positives, but there are negatives, such as the banking system that is not using enough cryptocurrency correctly in the But as I said, currently we're still studying, but positives are more than negatives currently. We need to ask Mr. Adel a question. Can we wait for the coming years that we stop using cash at all and we start using only cryptocurrency? Looking at the situation now and the digitalization that is happening globally, there are many many things that are telling us that in the future we will stop using the cash and start using cryptocurrency. But we need a cultural change. Some countries like China now are only using e-wallets or cards or credit cards only. So many countries are stopped using cash now, and we don't want the economy to be based on only cash. We want citizens to use all the digital services available, and the central bank worked hand in hand with many companies. For example, we provided the service of e-فواتيركم for digital payments for different services and bills. Also, we have the service of e-wallet. It's available, it's easy to use, easy to pay or receive money. And what really happened in the pandemic is that we facilitated the use of all these services like e-wallet and other. So if we can build this culture, and in the central bank we want to provide all these digital payment services in remote and rural areas. This is one of our goals in our inclusive goals. Do you have any other questions? Thank you for listening. Now we'll take a break, and I want to clarify that in 1, 2, 3 expos we have there are many companies that are providing services when it comes to digital economy. So if you want to leave the conference and go to the expo or change the room, I would like to thank Mr. Adel for his speech. Thank you, and we'll meet in the next session.